We have, so I got hit up by NBC5 the other day to talk about Cooper Flagg being in town.
I saw you driving in your car, weren't you?
I was. We were at baseball.
I watched that.
We were at baseball. I didn't even see it. We were at baseball, and they hit me up and they're like, "Can you talk Cooper Flagg?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm watching my kid right now. Give me about an hour. Game should be over." I said, "I'll be in my car, and I'm going to look a mess because it was 5,000 degrees outside."
You look good, man.
My face.
Had the air conditioning going.
I had the AC blasted. I don't think you can pick up on it, but I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." So Cooper was in town this week.
Yeah.
So take us through this because they were going through. Are we even allowed to talk about this? What's the rule
The
here?
kid from Duke.
The kid from Duke.
In honor of Jason Kidd, we just call him the kid from Duke.
The kid from Duke.
Put it like this. He comes to Dallas. That's the only team he's had a visit with, an in-person visit with.
And that's the only team he will visit with, you think?
Yes, this is the only team he will visit with.
So it's a done deal.
Well, you can't assume that.
Can't assume.
But more or less, because this is the only guy that the Mavericks have also had a visit with, the kid from Duke. And so it's put it like it's probably going to be him. I mean,
Yeah, we know.
But you had to do the rules or whatever. But this is what you need to know. In case it is Cooper Flagg, we pretty much know it's probably going to be the kid from Duke. Cooper Flagg, he was in town, went to the offices, did a workout with some, the Mavericks staff, basketball staff.
What goes into these workouts? What are these workouts like? Because we've seen the video of Kobe just going back and forth.
Yeah, it's hard to say because, they're always looking at different things. But he was there. It was, I think they said some players were there too. A couple of players were in town. He visited with them. I will say this for those who don't know: Cooper Flagg is a generational talent. It's one thing. I don't know how the Mavericks got the number 1 pick, but they got it right. Mm-hmm. Whatever the theory you want to have, but it'd be one thing if you got last year's number 1 pick. I think nobody can even tell you the name of the kid from France. Now I'm not talking about Wemby. That was 2 years ago.
Was it Richeche?
Yeah.
Or was it Alex Sarr? What are the two?
Doesn't matter. All I'm saying is that's not a generational talent. That's just happened to be the most talented guy that year. Cooper Flagg, by all accounts, all the pro scouts are saying this. Every coach, everybody is saying this guy is special. He's special like Kobe Bryant was a generational talent. He wasn't the number 1 pick, but let's say LeBron, Kyrie Irving, Anthony Davis. Wait a minute.
So you put him on that list?
Yes, not just me. Everybody's saying that. He's generational talent because not only did he play well against Team USA who went to Paris last summer? He was 17 when he was doing this stuff. The footage is there. And then he not only did that, he goes to Rucker Park in New York. That's the street ball mecca. You call Madison Square Garden is the basketball mecca. Rucker Park is the street ball mecca. He showed out the hidden game-winning shot. The footage is there.
From what I've been told, that is the most physical basketball you will ever play.
It really is. It's street ball. It's like no blood, no foul. No, I mean and it's always a big crowd there. If you say, okay, let me look it up, just Google up or YouTube Rucker Park or watch the Uncle Buck movie. Uncle Drew movie with Kyrie. That takes place in Rucker Park. And by the way, Kyrie played Uncle Drew in the movie and for the commercials. By the way, Kyrie, first one overall pick. Anthony Davis, first overall pick. Kid from Duke, first overall pick. If it happens, we expect next Wednesday. All I can say is you got a lot of talent there. And there was a scout before the draft even happened that said, okay, the comp is this. He's like Scottie Pippen. And then no one said, he's really like Kawhi Leonard. And this is before the lottery. And I'm like, wait a minute, if he's like Kawhi Leonard, and people say, well, if he goes to the Mavericks, you can't get the belt, you can't build around him. Well, yes, you can. And it's better for him to be there. And they said the kid from Duke, Cooper Flagg, would prefer a destination where he's not having to, like Charlotte or New Orleans or Utah. You have to carry low because the defense is all shut him down. And by the way, he's not just some guy that can shoot. The reason the comp was Kawhi is the range, the length, and the big mitts, and he blocks shots. The defense is exceptional. He can guard 1 through 5, but he's also got some offense, and the offense only gets better. So when I heard the Kawhi comp, I was like, wait a minute. When the Spurs got Kawhi, they had Duncan, Ginobili, and Parker. They go to the finals. Who's the MVP? Kawhi Leonard. So and the way Jason Kidd plays players It's all about the matchups. It's not traditional. In fact, in these days in the NBA, it's not, oh, you got a center, you got a power forward, a small forward, a two-guard, shooting guard, and a point guard. I always say this. It's positionless. You got bigs, you got wings, and you got a facilitator. And when people are wondering what I'm talking about, I always ask, especially Maverick fans, what position did Klay Thompson play for the Mavericks last year?
I mean, the two?
No, he did. See, this is the deal. That's where I'm going with this. He's a shooting guard. He's going to the Hall of Fame by being a splash brother from Golden State. He's a two guard, one of the greatest shooting guards of all time. For the Mavericks, he played
2.5.
Exactly.
That's right.
But the position, if you had to be technical, he started as a small forward. Because the two guard was, pick your poison, Luka or Kyrie. You see what I'm saying? It's positionless. So to wrap up about the kid from Duke, why this guy is an exceptional talent and he's generational, he's arguably the best one-and-done player in history. He's definitely the best one-and-done player in Duke history, and that's a royal background there. There's only been 4 freshmen in NCAA history who have won the Naismith College Player of the Year. Those 4 players are Anthony Davis from Kentucky, Kevin Durant from UT, Zion Williamson from Duke, and now Cooper Flagg. He's also, Cooper Flagg, in the NCAA tournament, is the only, like I said, the one player in the modern era that they say is probably better than him and one and done is Anthony Davis, and he's going to be playing with him. They said in college basketball, NCAA tournament history, he had in the Final Four, 27 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 block shots against Houston. He became the first player to lead his team in points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks in a Final Four game since the defensive stats were added to official stats in 1986. He's a generational talent. And he's also, they say he's got a high basketball IQ, and he's got that dog in him, which means he's very competitive. He also has a twin brother. Do you know about his brother, Ace?
No.
He's got a twin brother. They're twins.
Is he Ace 7 feet tall too?
Well,
close
Cooper,
to it?
Yeah, they're about the same height. Cooper, he's got a little wispy mustache like Pepe.
Oh, yeah.
He's got this barely growing mustache. That's Ace.
Catch it straight.
Ace was not good enough to just go to Duke. I mean, just because he's kind of like what's the kid quarterback from UT went from Southlake to UT, went left early.
Oh, Quinn Ewers?
Quinn Ewers. He's like Ewers. He left early to go to Duke. His brother Ace played high school senior year in Maine, in high school. He is going to sign with the University of Maine because that's where they grew up. But more importantly, his mom was a basketball star at Maine. His dad also played basketball. And guess what? They have an older brother named Hunter, who's like 21 years old. Hunter is just a good basketball player. Nothing great. He's kind of like the other Manning. What's the other man?
Cooper.
Well,
he got hurt.
Yeah, he got hurt. So he's got all these, it's in his family traits and stuff, and he's got all those things going for him. But more importantly, he's got that dog in him. He wants to win, and the way Jason Kidd coaches, and that's why when people say the Mavericks need a point guard, Kyrie won't be ready till January, February, March. They don't need one. They'd like one. They don't have to break up the team to get one, because here's the deal. With positionless basketball these days, and Jason Kidd proved this, he and the coaching staff underrated performance second half when everybody got hurt.
They really did.
I mean, 8 players, some of them two-way players, some of them 10-day contract players. He was having Najee Harrison bring the ball to court. He was having P.J. Washington, who's done this before, bring the ball up the court. You don't have to have a true point guard to set things up until the playoffs for sure. And the reason I say this, you still got Max Christie, you've got Klay Thompson, you've got, let alone B. Will, who's, I call him a Kyrie starter kid. He's the guy from the G League. Not G. He's the guy that was on the team. He knows the offense. People forget they even got Dante Exum, who was also hurt most of the year, and nobody's paying attention to him because he didn't get healthy until the week before the play-in. So they've got options. I'm not saying they're the best options, but they've got some things to tread water until they say, okay, we got to do this. Yeah.
And assuming whatever he is.
Yes.
I don't know. So you mentioned like you're the best freshman one and done ever. I know Coach K said he's the best Duke player ever.
Well, let me give you exactly what Coach K says so we can break this down, and then you can go ahead with your thought. He said he's the best freshman to ever play at Duke. He said Grant Hill is the best player to play at Duke. Leitner, the most accomplished player to play at Duke. But Cooper Flagg is definitely the best freshman that Duke has ever had to play.
So,
and he's 18 years old.
I remember when Coach, remember the
Redeem Team?
No. It was the documentary on the Rebels, the Runner Rebels.
Yeah. UNLV, Larry Johnson.
And
Skylines
Coach K said, I knew we were going to win the second time because we had the difference is we had Grant Hill and he was the best player on the floor.
Yeah, I was at that game back in the day.
And I think if Anthony doesn't foul out, I think UNLV might win it. One might have won.
Yeah, that was the craziest loss. There were so many conspiracy theories. Those guys were hurt. I went into the locker room with LJ.
No, you don't do the fixture. You don't do the fixtures in?
I was in that documentary. They showed there's a picture of me walking with Larry Johnson into the locker room. Everybody's just shocked.
You don't do the fixtures in?
Because they was like, UNLV, some Vegas big money guy had to. Because it was so crazy that they lost that game. It wasn't even the champ. It was the Final Four game. It was like the semifinal.
Yeah.
But Duke, they got beaten by him the year before, and
they lost by 20 the year before.
Tart got out coached.
And I wonder, if this team, and Coach K said that because Grant was not the best player on Duke, but he was the most talented.
Yeah. He was like Michael Jordan until he got hurt. I kid you not.
It was great.
It's crazy.
Great.
And he and Jason Kidd were co-rookies of the year in the NBA.
Mm-hmm. And I wonder if you look at it this year, Cooper Flagg, could it not be a similar situation, where he's not the best player on the Mavs is going to be Anthony Davis, but could you make the case that it's a similar thing where Grant wasn't the best player, but he was the most talented, where Cooper's not the best player here, but he's the most talented year one, just the physical talent. We'll see.
Okay, we'll see. And one of the things so crazy is, I think Maverick fans have gotten a really good taste of how great Kyrie Irving is his last couple of years, because you could see him just do amazing things. There's the greatest handles. He's got the best handles. Nobody other than Allen Iverson can do the things that Kyrie can do when he brings the ball, in the paint stuff. Mm-hmm. So there's always going to be the flash of Kyrie. Anthony Davis is going to put up incredible numbers, and Cooper Flagg has like I said, just think Kawhi. And also think Pippen. By the way, Cooper Flagg can bring the ball down the court too.
Yes, he can.
So just know it's not like they need another point guard. They would love to have one, but it's not like they have to start the season. They could get by and still have a winning record. It's not like it's going to be a mess, because Jason Kidd, the coaching staff, proved when they made it up to the play-in with 8 guys almost every freaking night. It was insane. It was and they won again. And by the way, the weird thing about the NBA and matchups, you got Game 6 tonight in Indiana. The Mavericks in the regular season last year played Oklahoma City 5 times. They knocked Oklahoma City out last year. This is all about matchups. They match up so well against Oklahoma City. They played them 5 times. Luka didn't play any of those games because he was hurt. They won 4 out of 5. The only game that they lost was that NBA Cup game to play into Las Vegas, wherever. P.J. Washington missed that game. They have no answer for P.J. Washington. Oklahoma City lost only 6 games in the regular season. 2 of them to the Mavericks. So it's about matchups.
Yes.
And so I'm not saying, they can beat every team in the league. I'm just saying if it was just Oklahoma City, that ain't a problem.
That's right.